Hello everyone, Mr. Heim. Back with Thursday's assignment, and this we're doing the same thing, but I'm going to show you an alternative method today that you might like, you might not like, okay? So multiplying binomials, day 2. And remember, it's a binomial because there's two things being multiplied, the x plus 2 and x plus 3, okay? So yesterday we talked about how you can go from areas of product, which is the outside, to areas of sum, which is looking at the insides. Either way, they will always equal each other because we're looking at area. And the area stays the same, the amount on the inside. Let me refocus that. All right, now I'm not going to do this problem for you, but if you wanted to see it, well, actually, yeah, we'll go through A and then you'll be able to too. So areas of product, these would be, this first set will be the width. So we'll do x plus 2. And then the second one, x plus 3, will be the length, x plus 3. Okay. Now let's find what the inside areas are. So here, we look at this rectangle, we're going to do x times x, which is x squared. This rectangle will be x times 2, which is 2x. This rectangle will be 3 times x, which is 3x. And this rectangle will be 3 times 2, which is 6. So the areas of sum here is x squared plus 2x plus 3x plus 6. Or if you wanted to simplify it, don't have to, but it would be x squared plus 5x plus 6. And these, again, are the same thing, and I want you to make sense of that. This is the same as that, okay? Now, we're going to do this again, but this time we're going to use something called the distributive property. Now, how does the distributive property work? So note, distributive property for one you might have forgot is, say we had like 5 times x plus 1. What happens here is if you have something that needs to multiply multiple things inside of parentheses, you have to make sure that you multiply each thing. What I always do is I draw arrows. So if you did 5 times x plus 1, well, you have to distribute that 5 to both numbers. So you do 5 times x, which is 5x, and you do 5 times 1, which is 5. So your answer here is 5x plus 5. So that was the distributive property. How does that apply here? It's the same thing, but notice instead of just one number outside the parentheses, you have 2 numbers outside this parentheses here. Right? If that's the parentheses you're multiplying, there's 2 things that need to multiply to it. So what you do is it's kind of like you do a double distribution. We have to distribute 2 things. Distribute. Or maybe you cover up that 2, cover that, and then you distribute the x. So if we cover up the 2, you have to do x times x. All right. I'm trying to do this without blocking it. See if I do this. Okay, so I'm covering up the 2 as best I can. There you go. So what's x times x? That's going to give us x squared. And then you have to distribute the x to the 3. What's x times 3? We get 3x. And then I'm going to cover up the x and now distribute the 2. And I could draw arrows on top, but I don't like to mess it up. So I draw it on bottom. What's 2 times x? 2x. And what's 2 times 3? 6. And if we simplify that, we get x squared plus 5x, because these 2 can combine, plus 6. And notice that this is the same as this. So 2 different methods to do it. You have a method of distributive property, or you have a method of area models, where both of them are effective, and it's really up to you to determine which one makes more sense to you. And that's what you'll be practicing down here on number 2. Okay? So try it out. Maybe try it yourself. See if one method makes more sense than the other. All right?